and there's no other mobs around. So hello everybody, WildTracker here. Welcome to another episode of our Let's Play series here in Minecraft 1.9, and we are playing in 15W37A. So which makes a nice change actually, to have an A snapshot that they haven't updated because it's broken. So yeah, that's got to be pretty good. But we're in our chorus plant farm, or chorus flower farm, whatever you'd like to do, and I've just been doing some check-in to see what kind of results we're getting from this, and it's sort of kind of varied but not massively varied, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it is random, but it kind of all seems to be evening out, and I think the key with this is once we've got enough fruit, because we get back much more fruit than we plant. We plant 15 fruit, but we're getting back more, so we'll get to the point really where we don't need to be always after the fruit. So I guess, you know, until we get down to our last 15, we can just plant the farm and then hit the water and not worried about getting the actual fruit element of it. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the farm and how it works. I've got the timings worked out as well. So just over here I've put a door in, so we've got the switch behind here. I think I showed you guys this last time, and that comes out, so it goes two ways. It goes into this block and then into that repeater, and that itself is what's powering all of these dispensers, and that's what dispenses the water, and that clears away all the fruit. So what we then have is a delay. And what I've done, I could have put a hopper clock in, I guess, but this is just as easy. So the signal also comes up here, comes along, and then starts hitting these repeaters, and it goes all the way along there, all the way back down here, and then it fires this again. So it fires all the dispensers again, but because we've put that repeater in there, it doesn't activate it a second time up here as well, so it stops that signal coming back to this block. So that seems to be working. I got the timing just about right. I don't know how many repeaters we got in here. There's a fair few, as you can see, but it allows just enough time for the water to clear away to the bottom and take all the fruit and everything else. So let me just get the rest of this fruit and we'll see how this compares to other results. Excellent. So yeah, that all washed away nicely. So let's go down and see what we get. I've only got the ones I've picked up now in my inventory, so hopefully we should get a few more down here. And I've started setting up my little station so we can cook this stuff up, but we will automate this, so when it comes down the seeds will automatically go in a chest, and then the rest will come into it. So right, so we've got all those now. So we've got 64 plus 11, and we've got 39 of the flowers. And if you compare that to these, so 39, 64, so there you can see the kind of results we've been getting. That's 4 tests there, so we've been getting between 36 and 40, and then yeah, 64 and between 7 and 19. So that's not too bad, and considering it costs 15 to actually plant the fruit, then we're doing pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty handy. So we've got plenty of those now, so we could the next one just literally you know, let it go without collecting the seeds, and that's going to be a lot quicker. So once we've got everything all nicely with plenty of seeds, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit better, I think. Now you may recall last time we found a few spawners, so yeah, I decided to have a little map out and see where these are in the above. Now I've got 2 here. So this is a zombie spawner directly below us, and I believe that one in terms of its level is probably, and just look at my notes, zombie spawner, yeah, level 20. And then over here we've got a skelly spawner, and let's have a look at this. So skelly spawner there is going to be about level 44, I think. So this one's a little bit higher than that one, possibly. Yeah. So but yeah, they're just a little bit too far apart to make a double spawner. We're not going to be able to stand in the middle of them and activate both of them at the same time. A little bit far away, but that's not so bad though, in terms of we can decide which one to go to. So that's what we're going to do. And now I was originally thinking I'll just put a ladder in and I'll just go straight down, but I think we're going to make this a little bit better. We're trying to make this map nice in terms of not just functional but to look at as well. So I had this idea. I've taken all these trees down that were around here. So this is an idea I've had a little while for this. So this is where Horsey went. Poor Horsey. Yeah, so Horsey went there. So one of my plans was that perhaps here we'd put a church, and in the church we'd put some of the priest villagers, and we can come here and trade rotten flesh with them and that sort of thing. So what we need is a churchyard and a graveyard, really. So I figured that's what we might be doing in terms of making here. So let me just put down a few blocks if I can. Yeah, so something like this, and what we'll do is we'll map out an area, and what's going to happen here is if I put these up too high, or like so, and then we'll put and we'll probably use some cracked stone bricks as well, things like that to do it. But we could use fences, but I quite like these as sort of railings. I think they're the same, aren't they? I don't know. Well, it doesn't really matter whether mobs get over them or not, to be perfectly honest. I don't think they do. We can, which is better than fences, I guess, from that point of view. So it means we can jump over it if we really, really want to. But yeah, I thought, you know, why don't we make this a little bit more of an interesting journey going down into it? So we will have here our graveyard, and we will then, to get to the zombie spawner and the undead and all the rest of it, we will come into the graveyard. So we'll put a few extra graves around here, and we'll probably have a central building here of some sorts that we can build, which is where we're going to do it. And then I thought, why don't we, rather than go straight across there, why don't we dig down and make a path which then steps? So this could be like a tomb. So we'd enter into a tomb, you know, sort of a largest tomb, I guess it would be, and then we could sort of enter into the tomb, into the sort of the catacombs underneath, if you like. And I thought that might be quite good as a way to get to our spawners. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. It might be a bit wide, I don't know, but maybe we'll only make it one door wide, so we go into it and then down, and then, yeah, so something along those lines, I think. So I think that's what we're going to be working on today, and let's just get a little bit more of this layout worked out. I don't think that looks too bad. It looks a bit like a graveyard. We've got a few gravestones, and we've got a guy up there. Something I forgot to mention at the beginning. Yes, we can use the bow in our left hand in this snapshot, which is pretty cool if you're going to be PvPing, I guess, because it allows you to have the bow. I'm not so sure if it's a good aim or not. You can have the bow and the sword. Oh, I'm rubbish at that. In the same hand. So yes, you can shoot your arrows, but it's not very intuitive still, because I kind of want to left click for the bow and right click for the, because it's in my right hand, left hand, but I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They're working on that, and they've been sort of still working on the power of these items. So, but that's pretty cool. I like it. I like the fact that you can do that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just show you where we've got to with this, because we've been kind of made my little tomb. This is where my little tomb is going to be, and we've got some more graves around, so we're going to add some more of those around to it. But I'll kind of want to add the building before we do any more of that, just so we know how large it's going to be. Yeah, so in here we've got a place where they can put their little urns, and we'll probably put another little urn there. And this goes down into this sort of subterranean level, and what it's going to do is about here it's going to sort of widen out to 3 steps, but before that I'm going to kind of make it this kind of creepy with a soul stand and that sort of thing, and maybe have a pumpkin head there looking out. And what I've done is I've taken this all the way down to a level number, and we'll have to put some torches up, level number 44, so that's where one of the spawners is at. It's a bit further away, so what we'll end up doing, I think, is probably sort of going this direction until we get to the level of that particular spawner. However, here we'll then carry on going down, because we're still not quite, we've got another 20 to go down for this first spawner as well. So what I'll probably do is divide the path here. We can either go off that way there, which is going to take us to the skelly spawner, or we'll carry on down here, which is then going to take us down to the zombie spawner. So that's one down, or one found, shall we say. And then if we go all the way back up here and back up here, as I say, we will widen this. This brings us to here, so we'll start heading that direction to find the other one. Well, I appear to be in a little spot of bother, so yeah, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but maybe I can get him through there. Yeah, I heard some noises and decided to go and investigate, and basically got shot down by a skelly and fell into a pit, which, well, more of a ravine area that is just full of mobs, including a witch, who seem to be able to glitch through there. So I got myself a little bit of a sticky situation here. So hopefully, let's see how I can get out of this. So I don't think, right, they're all up there, so I can't do the torches. Can't see anything with this, so let's just light this up a little bit. They're all going to come down there in a minute, because that's probably where they all are. Maybe not. This is an area I've lit up before, so or half lit up, shall we say. But I don't want to go there. There's some gold. I need to get out of this situation, so let's see how we're going to do this. Maybe we'll drop them all into a pit. That might be an idea, and then we can get them. Yeah, sounds like a sort of plan. There's a lot of mobs out there, that's for sure. So let's do that. Let's do that. And they shouldn't be able to get me there. Right, so you're just in that bit. And then these are the rest of them. So that's okay, that's not so bad. I'm just worried more about that witch that's out there, and if there's any creepers amongst this lot. It's pretty dark out there as well. Oh, there she is. There's the witch. Get the witch. Get the witch. But they were, the witch was actually throwing potions at all the mobs. They all seem to have poison and what have you, so yeah. Did I get them all? Ah. Let's have a quick look. Hey dude, no, not all of them. Yeah, you can fall in there if you like. Where's the witch? That's the thing, is where's the witch? Hopefully the witch is dead. Certainly appears to be. But I've got no torches on me. I had no coal on me. Yeah, not a good place to fall down. And where's my way back up now? I can't see a thing. You guys probably can't see a thing, which is probably not good. And I think it's up here. There it is. So this is where I fell down. And there's no other mobs around. So he says as the creeper comes upon him, no other mobs around. Sometimes that extra slot isn't so good after all. Right, let's get up here out the way. There we go. I shall have to come back there and make that secure, because this is the tunnel that I've finished doing. So yeah, that goes back to that junction, and then it comes along here, and then we're into here. So yeah, it's pretty close. And what we'll probably end up doing, because but there's no coal in here either, what we'll end up doing is probably building a staircase up that way towards the other spawner. So where are we at the moment? 404. The other one's at 406, which is about here. Yeah, so we probably could do that. We could probably build some staircase going up towards the other spawner, just to make some quick access and ways around it. So I need to go get some more torches and supplies. Excellent, so we now have a path that leads to both spawners, or from this spawner to that spawner from here, as well as our path heading back and the other path going down. So that's all nicely done. Obviously we've still got some of the walls to sort out and the floors and things like this. It does feel a little bit low. It's only 3 high, and perhaps we should have had it 4, but it'll do for now. So yeah, I've got no problem with that, and it gets us up and down quickly to the 2 spawners, so that allows us then to do that and play with it. So excellent. Just got this area now to sort out, and we'll probably end up getting rid of that lava at some stage, because it's really going to get in the way of a building when we put it here. What I would like to do now, though, I think, is get these cows moved, because they're in the way here a little bit, and I can't kind of bring the rest of what I want through here whilst they're there. So need to think about this. We've got these areas here I want to use for where I'm going to get my food from. So I'm going to have some I don't know if you call them shops, market stalls, whatever, but I want to come along here, and for example, if I want to get some cooked steak, I come in, get some cooked steak and gone. Or if I want to get some lamb or pig or chicken or whatever we decide to have. I mean, we'll probably have steak, potato and chicken or something like that. So we'll have a steakhouse and a spud-you-like type thing, and and not necessarily Kentucky, but some kind of fried chicken. Maybe we'll have a Miss Millie's. Yeah, so that's what I want to have there. So these areas are going to dispense the food that I want, but we've got to have somewhere to physically put them and cook them and do all that. So what I'm thinking of doing is somewhere here underneath this is to bring out the food, and it probably could come up at the floor or behind here in a row of hoppers or something, and dispense the food, which means through here, this direction, I'm going to have an area set aside for cooking it all, which is great because it's underneath this big heap of dirt just here. So yeah, that's great. Gives me lots of room to do things, and it might just use water channels or something like that. Even though we haven't got any packed ice yet, we probably ought to set up an ice tray at the top of there, at least give us some normal ice. Yeah, so I'm going to get started on that, and I've got an idea in mind for the cows. So let me find an area, and we'll see if we can get these cows down and in. Oh boy, am I having challenges with this. This is our entire cow herd now that's been left, because I've murdered the faces of all the rest of them. This was where I was going to be putting it. I've set up lava buckets and dispensers, and we've had loads of cows down there, but there's a little bit of a problem in this version, and that is the hitboxes. So basically these guys can push you around, and they can push each, so I'm pushing into them and they're pushing me back, so I'm not hitting the back button at all here. So with this new sort of hitboxes that are being introduced, it creates a little bit of a problem for us in terms of breeding them, because if they're all in this little square here, even though we breed them in a traditional way, all the little ones don't necessarily fall out. So I need to have a look at that and experiment, and it might well be that what we've got to do is actually sit them something like this. If I just take this away, yeah, so if we have this all the way around as a circle, something like that, I think this is the only way we might be able to get them to do it. But then we have our own little challenge, because if we put them on here, they've got all the sides that they can jump out on, but then we've got to put signs or something to stop the large cows getting out. So yeah, I'm going to have a little play around with that. Oh, hello again. You're both here, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to have a little play around with that in creative, I think, because I've kind of run out of time for today. No, go back in there. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to have a play around with creative, see if I can work out a design, because I've tried so many different variations, and yeah, so far they've not really been working too well. They've been working from one sense, but they don't actually drop all the cows down. You can see that down here in this little area I've dug out. So I've had them, this is where they would come down. We've got the water going so they jump up. We've had signs in here, they fall down, they come round to here, which is where we had the killing area. And we're getting one or two here, but we weren't getting lots, unfortunately. So yeah, sadly, that's all we've really got time for today in terms of getting those cows. But we've got them moved from there, so it does mean that we can actually start getting rid of this huge block, because to be honest, it is just in the way. We don't really need it here. So yeah, that would be good to get out of the way at least, which was what the main objective was. And then we'll yeah, have a little think and a play around with the cow farm to see if we can get that automated in this these updates. So pretty cool. Looking forward to the next episode, because there's been a snapshot out. I'm recording this on a separate day when I started it, and there's been another new snapshot, and this one is a little bit more exciting. We're going to have to go out looking for some lightning in a lightning storm, I think, at night, because they've introduced the new horses, the undead horses, the dead horses, what are they called? But basically skeleton horses with skeletons riding them. Yeah, and they look pretty mean, really, to be perfectly honest. And they've changed the actual skeletons as well. They've changed the way they maneuver, so they seem to sort of back off from you and race towards you. So yeah, looking forward to having a look at that. So a nice little combat update that affects everyday play as well. So pretty cool. So hopefully you'll join me for that episode here in Minecraft 1.9, and we'll see you soon. My name's WildTracker. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.